Gentlemen, welcome to my market wrap for Friday, January 6th, 2017. 20,000? Nah. We were 0.37 of a point away. Just imagine 0.37 of a point. My thesis is that people don't want to be long going into the weekend with the geopolitical things going on, and just wasn't enough. It was almost at the cusp, and then he had the news of the Fort Lauderdale shootings that brought the market down, of course, but short, just short, unbelievable. This reminds me of a time where the Dow was near 3,000 and was 60 cents shy, and didn't make it for like another 2 years. I don't think it's going to happen here. I think it's going to be next week at some stage. But it was amazing to see all the traders screaming and clapping, and I was like, no, 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 ain't happening. So that's what happened today. Jobless numbers came out good, but the surprising thing was average hourly earnings were up 2 point, I think it was 2.4%, which is a good thing. So you're seeing the statistics are getting firmer and better in the economy, which will help add more fuel to this fire. It's definitely a very exciting time. I mean, I was getting goosebumps, man. You know, it's like the hairs on my neck were standing up because this is a milestone. Although, granted, it's just a round number. It doesn't really mean anything other than just being a round number. But, anyways, let's get into it today. Boo hoo hoo. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 64.51 points to 19,963.80, just barely. Just barely, up 0.32%. The Nasdaq Composite closed up at a record high, 33.12 points to 5521.06. First time ever above 5,500 for that index. And that's up 0.60%. It's a little hard to read here with my eye getting a little blurry, guys. The S&P 500 closed up 7.98 points, or 0.35% to 2276.98. And the small cap Russell 2000 did not participate in today's rally, down 3.17 points, or 3.28 points, I'm sorry, it's still moving a little bit, to 1368.56, down 0.24%. Looking under some other indices today, the Nasdaq 100 triple Qs closed up 42.12 points to 5,007.08. The S&P, or I'm sorry, the percentage basis on that is 0.85%. The S&P Mid-Cap 400 index closed down 0.05 points to 1683.09%. The S&P Mid-Cap 600 index closed down 4.96 points to 840.08, down 0.59%. The NYSE Composite Index closed down 3.54 points to 11,244.15, down 0.03%. Looking at the, excuse me, my apologies, the Gold and Silver Index, the XAU, closed down 2.84 points to 85.09, or down 3.23%. The semiconductor, the SOX index, closed up 7.22 points to 908.91, or 0.80%. And the volatility index, the VIX, closed down 0.26 points to 11.41, or down 2.06%. It just goes to show, okay, this just goes to show, even though the Dow was cresting around 20, you see those other underlying numbers? The rest of the market underneath did not participate. So it just goes to show the irrelevance, although the relevance historically of the Dow. This is what I always tell people. The Dow is 30 stocks. That's it. No more. 30 of the best blue chips, but 30 stocks. You want to look at the other indices, they get a true direction and feel how the market's going, as well as look at the market internals, which we're going to do right now. Total share volume today on the New York Stock Exchange was moderate. 3.30 billion shares traded, of which 1.3 billion was advancing, 1.81 billion was declining, and 100 million were unchanged. Looking at the NASDAQ share volume, total share volume 1.697 billion shares traded, of which 989 million were advancing, 673 million were declining, and 33 million were unchanged. Looking at the NYSE market, or MX, total share volume 128 million shares traded, of which 66 million were advancing, 58 million were declining, and 3.7 million were unchanged. That's the only market that have positive volume. A very interesting week internals, guys. Let's take a look at the advanced decline intermarket breadth on the New York Stock Exchange. 1,426 issues were advancing, 1,584 were declining, and 106 issues were unchanged. Looking over at the NASDAQ stock market, 1,270 issues were advancing, 1,534 were declining, and 188 issues were unchanged. Looking at the NYSE market, or MX, 138 issues were advancing, 188 were declining, and 11 issues were unchanged. So again, weak internals. Although the Dow almost crested above 20,000, what does that tell you? It's almost divergent. That you can't count on the Dow to give you a true sense of market direction. Yes, it's nice to see the history. Yes, it's nice to clap and feel excited. Not taking anything away from it. And yes, the Dow has its place. But it's not the ultimate end-all be-all of market performance. And that's the one thing I want to stress to you guys out there. Going on, let's continue to currencies and commodities. Versus the US dollar, let's start them off in the currencies. The euro, 1.0534, down 0.0073. The Japanese yen, 117 even, up 1.64. And the favorite, most luscious currency of all, the English pound, 1.2283, down 0.0136. Very blurry to read, guys. I'm sorry. It's a little tough. But we'll make it through. The Australian dollar, 0.7299, down 0.0038. And the Swiss franc, 1.0177, up 0.0080. Looking at the commodity complex today, West Texas Intermediate crude, $53.65, down 11 cents or down 0.20%. Brent North Sea crude, $56.79, down 10 cents, down 0.18%. Gold, $1,172.70. A troy ounce, down $8.60 or down 0.73%, which is why the XAU went down so far. Looking at silver, $16.51 a troy ounce, down 0.127, almost rounded up to 13 cents, down 0.76%. Looking at equity index futures, the Dow Jones future contract, 19,899 current trade on Globex, up 78 points or up 0.39%. The S&P 500 future current trade on Globex is 2272.75, up 8.50 points or up 0.38%. And finishing off in the bonds, 10-year down 19/32 of a point. Yield to maturity up to 2.418%. It's a pretty steep move there. Pretty steep move. So they're selling off bonds to go into stocks. You can see it shifting. If you pay attention to these numbers that I give you, and you listen to them, and you even want to write them down, you can see which way it's going. You can make your own charts and trends. So I want to conclude this video and say that if you found this video of use to you, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please support me on Patreon. Link will be in the description below. And I want to close this video and say that never give up on your dreams. Always fight through whatever obstacles the world throws at you. And persevere, and you'll get there one day. Might not be exactly how you want, but you'll get there one day. You guys have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday, hopefully with good news. Because this is driving me insane. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful weekend. And be safe out there. All right. Bye-bye.